The third place game on championship night starts with a gutsy Belleville Althoff team that fell a shot short against Chicago Hope. And on the other side, it's Newman Central Catholic with a chance to collect their third place trophy since 1997. The consolation game is coming up next on the IHSA television network. Welcome to the final night of the Illinois girls Class A basketball season. It should hold a lot of memories. We are live in Bloomington Normal, Illinois, of course, and we're headed inside the Redbird Arena for a night of great basketball, a consolation game, of course, followed by the state championship matchup. Welcome once again, everybody. I'm Jim Albrecht, and thanks for watching the IHSA television network. It's never easy to lose a semifinal game. You're oh so close, but you get turned away at the last possible minute. That's what happened to Belleville Althoff. Of course, Sterling Newman Central Catholic also gave it a good go today. But there is a pain reliever known as third place. Both these teams want to go out on an up note. And speaking of guys who are up for this game and, of course, the championship game, here's Lee Hall and Roger Lowe. Gentlemen.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And yeah, Roger, both of these teams made the trip to Redbird Arena, traveled the road to Redbird Arena, as they say. That road took a detour, a painful detour today. Now they have to bounce back here tonight with not very much rest and try and regain their composure and play for third place.
Well, I think we're going to have a very competitive game. I think if Sterling Newman and Belleville Althoff were at the family reunion and they had to have a three-legged race, both teams would work real hard. So I think competition will be not a problem today.
All right, let's take a look at how these ladies did get here to Redbird Arena. Belleville Althoff beat Freeburg in the sectional finals. They got past Carrollton. Then it was a win over Paris last night in convincing fashion. They lose to Chicago Hope today by 3. Teresa Lish had 2 threes in the air in the final 30 seconds that would have tied that game and sent it to overtime. For Sterling Newman, they beat Lena Winslow in the sectional final, 7 points better than Byron in the Supers. They beat IVC yesterday by 9 and lost to Rock Island Alleman today by 5, and now they have to regroup here, and a little bit of an edge maybe for Newman in that they played the early game.
That might help. They got an extra hour and a half to rest their legs a little bit, but once the game gets going, I think emotions will take charge and they'll be just fine.
All right, let's take a look at our key players. Now, Teresa Lish gets it all started, but our key player for tonight's game for Belleville Althoff.
Michelle Mabry's going to have to step up big tonight. She's had 18 points in the tournament, 7 for 14 from the field. She had 10 big points in the semifinal loss today.
And now for Newman and the Lady Comets, our key player tonight.
Well,
Roger.
Once again, this girl from Sterling Newman's done it all year long for him. So the player we're looking at here is Aubrey Parsons, 3 for 8 from 3 in this semifinal game today. A good free throw percentage. She's going to have to give great play today from that guard position.
22 big points today for Aubrey Parson. All right, it's third place on the line tonight. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. First for Althoff.
Althoff here, bronze is beautiful. They've never taken home a Class A girls basketball trophy. It's going to look great in their trophy case if they can get it. The pressure's off, Lee. These girls can go out and just let it go. The last 3 weeks have been tough on everybody, and they have to dig down deep. As you said, they don't have as much rest as Newman. They're going to have to dig down deep and find the energy.
All right, now for Newman.
A third. They finished third in 1997 and 98. A third place trophy would be wonderful for them. Fun. Just like the Beach Boys sang, the girls got to have fun and heart and soul. This team has been a wonderful group to watch. They play so well together. They got to have heart and soul to come out with this victory today.
All right, it's Althoff out of Belleville against Newman Central Catholic out of Sterling for third place here in the Class A Girls State Tournament. Back after this network break. And we're back. Let's go to PA announcer and mayoral candidate Jeff Fritzen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for the third place game of the 2005 IHSA Class A Girls Basketball Tournament. First, for Althoff, number 12, Teresa Lish. From Newman Catholic, number 10, Aubrey Parsons. For Althoff, number 22, Montrese Coggins. From Newman, number 14, Abby Howell. For Althoff, number 32, Alicia Goodwin. For Newman Catholic, number 22, Jocelyn Mellon. For Althoff, number 42, Michelle Mabry. For Newman, number 32, Shannon Liston. For Althoff, number 44, Megan Gears. And for Newman, number 40, Shelby Newman. Cole.
Puts the Lady Comets on the board. We apologize for any technical difficulties. And welcome you again to our third place game. Althoff and Newman. Jocelyn Mellon with the first bucket of the game. And it's the early 2-0 lead for the Lady Comets.
I really like that both teams came out man-to-man too, Lee. They're going to put their best foot forward here because that's the best defense that each team can throw at you.
And a little token full court pressure by Althoff. And we mentioned, I don't know if folks could hear us or not, but playing 2 games in a summer tournament or anything like that would be no big deal. We make a big deal out of it state tournament time, but in summertime they do it all the time.
You know, we're 45 and 50 years old. These are 15 and 16-year-old girls. They can bounce back a lot faster than we can.
I'm not 45, Roger. Lish, first 2. Teresa Lish, the All-Stater, averaging 22.5 a game.
I sure hope we can see the Teresa Lish that we've been hearing about all year long in this evening's game. She's been very fun to watch in this tournament.
Stepped on a foot last night, twisted an ankle, and had a little bit of trouble today in this afternoon semifinal. She's whistled for the foul that time.
One thing I'd like to see also from the Lady Comets of Newman is that Jocelyn Mellon can stay in there and try to give them as close to 32 minutes as she can. She's been in foul trouble in the 2 games down here in Normal.
Sat quite a bit today with foul trouble. Scores the second bucket of the game for the Lady Comets.
Beautiful pass, but a nice job by Mellon of protecting herself by using her left hand. She used her right side of her body to protect. Got the 2 points.
4-2 our score. Foot on the line for Shannon Liston. And the miss after the offensive rebound by Abby Howe. Here comes Lish. Stutter step. Nice move by Lish.
But you know, I like the way Aubrey Parsons got back on defense. She sprinted back to the free throw line, got to that position, tried to plant herself, and then lost her footing. But she did that defensively, just the way you're taught.
Oh, I think Teresa Lish's hesitation move there had a lot to do with her losing her footing. Coleman from the top of the key. And Alicia Goodwin with the rebound. She struggled with foul trouble in today's second semifinal.
Yeah, she only got 11 minutes in today, Lee, so I think she'll give them a great game in this third place game.
I blocked that time. Coggins with the shot attempt. And Liston got a piece of it. We've got a timeout on the floor. 4:57 left in the first. Tie game. Back after these local messages. And welcome back to Redbird Arena. Here's where these two teams hail from. Sterling Newman up in the northern sector of the state, and Belleville Althoff just outside St. Louis, home of our beloved St. Louis Cardinals, who made it to the World Series and fell apart. 4:57 left here at Redbird Arena. Actually, when they named the Illinois State squads and athletic teams back in the early 1900s, when they changed it from teachers to Redbirds, they chose Redbirds because they originally wanted to name them Cardinals, but they didn't want any confusion with the St. Louis Cardinals. So there is a tie there.
You are a plethora of information.
There's the turnover for Coggins, a font of useless information, as I've been told. We were talking earlier, Roger, about Jocelyn Mellon and her foul trouble, and she wasn't foul trouble. She fouled out in yesterday's ball game and struggled with foul trouble today, but still managed 25 points last night and 24 minutes today.
That's right, and those never surprised me. I didn't realize she had that many minutes on the floor.
So Brad Schwartz still able to manipulate the lineup and still get her a lot of minutes, and she's averaged 22 points in the two games here thus far.
If you watch this defense right now, Gears and Mabry are basically fronting and playing behind Mellon. They're basically playing both 2-on-1 down there in the low post. And Newman's trying to bring him out of that. Look at the free throw line there. You've got Gears, Mellon, and Mabry in a sandwich right there. They don't want Mellon to touch the ball.
Midway through the first quarter. And now a back cut by Aubrey Parsons. Great pass from Abby Powell, but Parsons couldn't finish. Mellon gets the rebound and goes right through two defenders. Can't finish either. Scoops it out to the teammate. Gives to Howell for three. What great effort by Newman on that offensive set.
Well, that was a nice shot, too, by Abby Howell. Got her feet set. Perfect rotation. Dropped the three-pointer in.
7-4, the Newman lead.
Interesting matchup on the right side there with the ball is Alicia Goodwin being guarded by Aubrey Parsons. Parsons is a little pepper pot of a guard who I've really fallen in love with this week, and I think Alicia Goodwin's going to be one of the top athletes in our state in a couple years.
Mellon got a hand on it defensively, and now a foul.
Newman calling 32, Shannon Liston, her first personal.
Shannon Liston picks up her first personal. There's a tale of two cities. Belleville, population of 43,000 in St. Clair County, enrollment of 681 in the South 7 Conference, and Sterling, as we mentioned, from up north.
Montrese Coggins, an 80% free throw shooter, left that one just a little bit short. It's going to be interesting also, Lee, to watch as this game progresses how many shots do fall short. The girls have got to really concentrate on getting their legs into every jump shot.
She had good form, but it rattled in and out.
There again, you see the sandwich defense, but they're pulling out a little bit now, going more straight man.
Abby Howell picks up her dribble in a dangerous spot. Here's Mella now kicking to Coleman. Look at that battle on the interior. Michelle Mabry working hard down low, but a travel on the other side by Aubrey Parsons.
In my notes, I've got Michelle Mabry, defender, exclamation point. So I think we're going to see a pretty good battle down there.
Maggie Poposi and Kenzie Conley come in for Newman. 2:37 to go here in the first. Our third place Class A game up next. Rock Island Alleman and Chicago Hope for the state championship. Nice pass to Lish. She can't finish. Gets her own rebound. Puts it up strong. Contact. No whistle. And now a jump ball. Teresa Lish relentless on that possession.
Boy, just look at these girls' eyes, too, especially the Althoff girls. They had such a draining semifinal game. They really look tired out there, but I think as the game goes on and the adrenaline keeps pumping, they'll be just fine.
Gears got the ball inside, couldn't hang on, so Althoff will bring it out and go to work again.
Very nice job of post defense, Lee, by Ellen Keefe down there, getting around the post player.
And now a whistle inside as Lish and Conley go at it.
Kenzie Conley was doing a nice job on her post defense as well, but playing against probably a little bit better player in Teresa Lish.
On 20, Kenzie Conley, her first personal, second for team.
Mabry for three. She hit a couple of big ones earlier today.
Three-point basket for Michelle Mabry.
And we are tied at 7. Lish got a hand on it. Coggins comes away with it. .134 left here, first quarter, 7-7. Gear spots up for three. She looked down to make sure she was behind the line, but leaves it a little short.
Again, all 10 players on the court right now, Lee, will be returning next year. So we might be getting another preview of the 2006 Girls Class A State Championships.
Teresa Lish gets 3 for 3.
Lish for 3 points.
She's got 7 of the 10 for Belleville Althoff. Inside, Mellon now kicks from the corner. It's Kenzie Conley with the bucket.
You probably wouldn't have seen Kenzie Conley take a shot like that in the semifinal, but she just spotted up and let it fly today. And basketball's no good if you win, if you're not having fun. And I think these girls are having some fun out here at the Steamley.
Conley, a 5'5" junior. Gears thought about taking another 3. Now it's Lish inside. Scoop, no good. Mellon averaging 13 rebounds a game, grabs another. 25 seconds to go here, first quarter. Poposi. Nice give from Parsons. And it's 11-10 Newman. Under 10 seconds now.
Abby Howell with the unenviable task of trying to stop Teresa Lish.
1 second, Lish at the buzzer. Well, she did it earlier today, but misfires that time. A 1-point ball game after 8 minutes, 11-10, Newman leading. This IHSA basketball broadcast brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by your Peoria, Chicagoland, and Northwest Indiana Chevrolet dealers. Back after this on the IHSA TV network. And we're back. Teresa Lish for 3.
She's got 7. Althoff trails it by 1 here. There's oh, they're all dolled up tonight, aren't they? And the Sparta band is here as well. Getting jiggy with it. Lee Hall, Roger Lowe, Jim Albrecht here for 3rd place Class A girls action. Belleville, Althoff, and Sterling Newman. Both trying to end their seasons with a win here tonight. Abby Howe thought about it. Now she gives inside to Mellon. Triple team, and she's fouled.
My goodness, Mellon is being harassed down low. Nice job of defense by Althoff, falling in on side of her, but Mellon was able to catch the ball and will go to the line, as you said, for 2.
Fouls on Mabry. Jocelyn Mellon, 71% free throw. We talked about this yesterday, Roger, being recruited by teams out of the Big East, Pac-10, SEC, ACC, Big Ten. There's not a shooting foul. Conley blocked that time by Gears. Well, the Althoff defense really collapsing down low on Mabry, not giving her much room.
And a lot of pressure on the ball, too, which is causing havoc for Sterling Newman.
Al tried to lob it in there, but it'll be Althoff ball and the turnover for the Lady Comets.
Newman putting a little token man pressure on them right now. Nothing trying to steal the ball, but just show them where they're at. Picking them between the circles now.
Lish just off the free throw line is off to an outstanding start here tonight. That's her 4th field goal. 9 points. And it's Althoff with a 1-point lead. Mellon comes out, gets a little more room to work, drives, contact, but she can't make the layup. And it'll be Althoff the other way. Nice pass, Lish. And Michelle Mabry just couldn't hang on. I don't think she was expecting it there. There's a look at the numbers. Althoff scores more points than Newman on average and shoots it a little better on average.
We'll see if this press of Althoff can cause Newman any problems. I think Althoff probably a little bit quicker on the perimeter than Newman is.
Mellon, nice give. Conley, nice passing to Poposi. Missed it. Got a hand on it, but it'll be Althoff ball.
I really like Poposi's aggressiveness. Her father being football coach, probably a little bit inbred there, and her brother, like you said, playing Illinois State, but she'll get in there and fight with the best of them.
Maggie's father and the Comets football team brought home a state championship in 2A Thanksgiving weekend. And
it was Mike Poposi who coached the 97-98 teams to 3rd place down here in girls basketball.
And the giveaway by Newman, and the foul will go against Shannon Liston.
It's nice to see Teresa Lish coming out and playing this well this early. You know, you want to see someone who's that good, who plays so hard, finish the season on a high note. And as we talked about earlier, this Newman team has just been, for me, enjoyable to watch. They just give everything they've got out there for 32 minutes.
Lish spots up for 3. Bounces no good.
I like the blend of this Althoff team, too. They play so well together. There are no egos out there, and I think in another year they could be a serious contender for the state championship.
Well, I think it takes a special group of young ladies to play with a Teresa Lish, who's an outstanding player. 22.5 points a game. You have to be able to fill a role, willing to fill that role, and not not have the egos like you talk about. It takes a special group to make a team with a special player like that, I think.
Exactly, and this team looks like they get along very well together, and that's a real big compliment to the coach, Lori Cronk, bringing this group together. And as you said, it takes 5 on the floor and 10 or 12 on the bench to make yourself successful.
Teresa Lish, a veteran of the 3rd place game. She played in it as a freshman in AA. She rattles that one in. Her experience showing here, 11 points. And a 14-11 lead for Althoff. Newman maintains possession. And we've got timeout with just a tick under 5 minutes to go here in the second. 14-11 Althoff, back after these local messages. And we are back. The Sterling Newman faithful here, feeling that new mania. And if you'd like to get in on IHSA Basketball Mania, it's www.ihsa.org. You can go back and check out some of your old records, Roger Lowe Jr., see how your teams did way back in the day. Highs and lows for Belleville Althoff, 84 against Mount Vernon back in January, and the low 39 against Carrollton, a game they won, and 39 today, a game they lost. 71 for Brad Schwartz against Bureau Valley, and only 13 against Rochester in a Holiday Classic game played right here at Redbird Arena. Two buckets scored here in the second quarter, and they both belong to Belleville Althoff. They both belong to Teresa Lish. Nice passing inside. Shane Gears couldn't finish that.
You know, the sign of a good player, maybe even a great player, I hate using that adjective, but is to make your teammates better. And boy, I tell you, that pass that Teresa Lish just made there made that statement with an exclamation point.
Double team causing Newman some problems here, but bouncing it in is Shannon Liston.
I talked about earlier today how tight these rims are. That's one of the very few times I saw a ball sit on the rim and go in.
She cuts it to a 1-point lead for Althoff.
Again, we're asking a lot here out of Kenzie Conley, trying to cover Lish in the open court.
Lish for three. And a tie up down low. So if you're playing defense on Lish and you kind of shorten that, would it be D-Lish? When you D-Lish?
Wow.
Yeah. It's a third place game. We're allowed.
I think it's pretty good, though.
We're allowed.
I got to give it credit. That's pretty good.
You're the only one. 3:53 to go here in the second. As we mentioned, coming up next, it's Rock Island Alleman and Chicago Hope for the state championship. Lish tried to pass and nobody touched it. No, nobody touched it. Parsons comes back in for Newman, along with Howell and Shelby Coleman.
I think Aubrey Parsons is one that they need to, the girl with the basketball right now, they need to get her going offensively. She had a wonderful game this afternoon. 22 points.
And a foul inside as Howell goes to the hoop. And she'll shoot free throws.
She took a good angle to the basket that time, too, right at a 45-degree angle. Gives you your best chance to make a layup.
Megan Gears, her first personal third-team foul.
Megan Gears picks up her first foul. Abby Howell, 70% free thrower, 2-year starter at the line.
And the most valuable player on the volleyball team, so an all-around athlete.
She ties the game at 14. She can put Newman ahead here. No good, but Mellon with the rebound. A lot of pressure in her face there. She didn't really get that good a shot at it.
Oops.
And a slippy for Abby Howell. Gears off the glass and good. Nice use of the glass there for Megan Gears, her first basket.
Once again, Teresa Lish set that play up.
There's Althoff now with a 2-point lead.
The ultimate team player, leads you in scoring and also leads you in assists. That's Teresa Lish.
Coleman puts it on the floor, almost loses it. Aubrey Parsons hasn't scored yet. She's fouled on the way to the hoop.
Real active hands by Althoff, too, when they put the ball on the floor, they being Newman. Seems like Althoff's getting their hands on a lot of balls.
Her first personal, 4th team foul.
Let's take another look. Ooh. Aubrey Parsons, very aggressive player. Had 22 points, 3 threes in the semifinal loss to Allman. That 3 rattles in and out. 2:28 to go, second quarter. Althoff with the ball in a 2-point lead.
Mellon has played foul-free for the first 14 minutes of this first half.
Lish, nice move, now steps in behind Mellon, but couldn't hit. Parsons brings it up against the pressure. Under 2 minutes to go now, second quarter. We talked about that championship game. They will set a record because the state champion will, if it's Allman, they have 7 losses. If it's Hope, they have 10 losses. And right now, it was, the record was 6 losses for a state champion in girls action.
Both teams, though, undefeated against Class A.
That was Benton back in 1980. So a new record will be set here tonight as Kenzie Conley returns for Newman.
As you and I talked about earlier, you know, the tough schedule during the regular season pays its dividends at the end.
Shot off the mark by Coleman. Lish brings it up for the Crusaders. She gives to Mabry for 3.
Michelle Mabry for 3 points.
Michelle Mabry with 10 points in the semifinal this afternoon. (19-14) and Althoff gets the ball back with the 5-point lead. Lish leans in, draws the foul, and she'll go to the line.
Newman has to just show a little bit more patience offensively, Lee. That was one of the very few shots in the entire tournament that's been forced by this team, but just take your time. You'll get a good shot if you just keep moving the ball. And one thing that I've been very impressed with during this week of tournament play here at ISU is every pass has been made with a purpose. I shouldn't say every, but most passes have been made with a purpose. They don't just throw the ball, they do pass it at this level.
Teresa Lish, 75% free thrower. Her sister Stephanie, now at Indiana State, averaged 27 points a game in the 03 AA tournament. Her brother Kevin plays for the boys team. He suffered a season-ending knee injury, and I was really worried last night after she got hurt that she would suffer a season-ending injury here after twisting her ankle, but she has come back and played very well here today. Under a minute to go now, and it's Conley for 3.
They're going to play that, what I call a sandwich defense in there on Jocelyn Mellon, so it's going to free up somebody. If 2 people are guarding 1, that means it's a 4-on-3 for Sterling Newman.
And the traveling call goes against Althoff.
Let's take a look at this next setup here, Lee. Let's see if Coach Lori Cronk is having her girls once again shadow Jocelyn Mellon inside.
37 seconds to play here in the first half.
And they sure are. As you can see, 1 in front, 1 in back.
Mellon fighting for position down low, and yeah, she's got 2 or 3 girls following her. Even Teresa Lish is shading that way in case she gets the ball for the triple team. The clock has stopped for some reason now. And now it starts again. It stopped probably for a couple of seconds, and after they noticed it, It stopped at 20.8, and it stopped for a couple of 3 seconds, enough for me to notice it, enough for the players on the floor to notice it.
Right. I want to do again some mathematics again. If 2 girls are guarding 1, I know. Get the calculator out. That means 4 against 3 somewhere for Newman.
And the Comets turn it over. Here come the Crusaders. Plenty of time. Lish got in a hurry. I don't think she knew how much time was left. Now a jump ball, and it will be Newman ball on the alternating possession.
You know, one thing I really like about this half, too, these referees have maintained total control. Only 14 fouls on each side. They're letting the girls play. It's not out of control. They're doing a wonderful job.
Lady Comets inbounds, trailing by 4 with 5.8 seconds left in the half. Throw it away. Lish gets it blocked by Parsons, but she fouled her and didn't mean to get her in the eye. Well, that's if she's okay.
That's the worst thing Newman could have done there. That maybe have been better off to take a timeout rather than try to force that pass in. Because now you've got a girl shooting 3 free throws. 14 for Teresa.
Yeah, 14 of the 22. She is leading the way as she's done all year.
One thing that's a little unorthodox about her free throw stance, if you look at this, her feet are very close together. Typically, coaches talk to their athletes about getting a solid base. I'm not going to argue with her results, believe me.
Drains them all and makes it a 7-point halftime lead for Althoff. Strange turn of events there. Newman had the ball. They throw it away. They foul. And Teresa Lish hits all 3 free throws. And it's a 7-point Crusaders lead at the break. 24-17 for Lori Crunk's team. She is with our Jim Albrecht. Jim.
Thanks a lot, Lee. We're here with Lori Crunk, of course. And Lori, what's the period between a tough semifinal loss? You're a shot away from sending Hope into overtime and then getting the girls back up for the 3rd place game. What did you say?
Well, we had, we just talked to him about happy we were just to be here, and and really just we worked so hard, to get here and not to be disappointed. I mean, I'm so proud of them. I can't even express to them how proud I am of them. And also, Sister Jan got on the bus and just told them about all the phone calls she had received about how hard they play, and a lot of her friends that had watched the game on TV and said they just did such a great job of fighting hard and they had nothing to hold their heads down about. So they took a little time. We ate, and then we kind of got together in all of our rooms, and then they got pumped up and got back to the mode self again. So.
Well, Teresa Lish's ankle, if it's not 100%, I'm afraid to think of what it would be if she was 100%. She's a gamer.
She is a gamer, and it's not 100%. I taped it. She's got quite a bit of swelling in there, but we pretty much put a cast on that baby, but she's playing awesome. Yes, she is.
All right, Lori, enjoy the halftime and the rest of the game.
Okay, thank you very much.
We're back with more from Redbird Arena on the IHSA television network.
And now let's meet.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. It is championship night. Of course, we're in the middle of the consolation game, and while those 2 teams get their last halftime talks of the season, we're going to chat with a guy who knows a lot about championships. His name is Dennis Kester, of course, from Teutopolis, and Dennis is here helping honor his 1995 team. And let's first of all talk about this team, one that gave you one of your 5 state championships.
Well, I tell you what, it was a team that just a real close-knit bunch of girls who had a lot of fun together, both on and off the floor. I mean, they were a team in every sense of the word. It was amazing that, they'd make a move and the other girls would know exactly what everybody was going to do. Just that type of chemistry. They just a bunch of nice young gals that turned out to be a nice bunch of young ladies.
Now, when time passes, do they ever come and tell you a story about something you didn't know back then?
I tell you what, it's amazing how meaner I got over the years. The drills, how tougher they were compared to what they are now. But it was a team that won a game on a last-second shot, and that's something that I never had happen before. I mean, we lost a few of them that way, but we won one that way, and it was a real just a type of game that went back and forth, and we just happened to be the team that took the last shot.
Yeah, beat Carlisle back in 1995. Now, you lost a championship game to this group of ladies who are being introduced to my left, and of course, Elgin St. Edward. Let's go back to that night. Did you think this was not going to, I mean, you always think you're going to win.
Well, you know, I tell you what, the thing about it is that the year before we lost the state championship, right before that, and then we turned out and we lost this one, and it was it's a reversal. You know, we had a chance to win the game, but things didn't work out, and they came down. We had to foul them, and they went up and they made their free throws, and you know, I think that was what motivated my team the next year. My 86 team, they came back with a lot of heart, a lot of desire, and they started the first of the 5 state championships that we won at Teotopolis.
And I think that can't be understated, Dennis. When you get down here and get a taste of it, see what it's like, and then if you're a little short, you get hungry. Even the younger kids in your system see your team down here, it all builds.
Well, you know, you're right. And even if you just get down here and you lose the first game, it's something that carries over into the next year. And I was very fortunate that I've had some kids a lot of my teams came down here. In fact, at one time during my career, I think about every team that played for me got to play or be on this floor or the one in Assembly Hall, either as freshmen, sophomores, or juniors, and they came back as juniors, seniors later on and won state championships or got into the state championship game. So,
well, Dennis, enjoy the memories, and if I know you, you're thinking about making some more.
Oh, we are. We got a nice bunch of kids coming back next year, and we'll give it the old T-Town try.
You got it. Of course, T-Town went down in the Super Sectionals to Paris this year. That'll be even more motivation for that man. The 1995 team honored the state championship team and the 1985 team. We're back with more after these local messages.
And we are back at Redbird Arena in Normal. It's a 24-17 halftime lead for Belleville Althoff. And a little run there by the Crusaders to take that 7-point lead into the locker room, Roger. And part of that was on free throws, 3 of them by Teresa Lish. Here's a look at some of the first half numbers.
Right, both teams shooting a little bit below 40%. Free throws have been a big advantage for Althoff. Rebounds about even. Newman had a little bit more team play with their assists.
Right here at Redbird Arena.
6-3 in favor of Newman, and there's some of the other numbers. The turnovers stand out a little bit.
Yeah, Althoff's put a little bit more full court pressure on than Newman has. That doesn't surprise me a bit, but look at the third line there. That's critical right there.
Wow.
Althoff has taken advantage of those turnovers, 19-4. 6 steals also, and you can see the scoring. Teresa Lish has just been wonderful with 16 points, and that shadow defense, as we've been calling it, has really taken its toll on Mellon with only 4 points. Parsons has got to be the one that comes off and scores a little bit more in the second half if this team wants to have a chance to win.
All right, that's a look at some of the first half numbers. We'll be back with more from Redbird Arena after these local messages. Stay with us. And we are back, 24-17, our halftime score. Belleville Althoff with a 7-point lead here at the break. And Roger, pretty impressed with the energy level of both teams, considering this is the second game and You know, the hopes were kind of dashed earlier today.
Well, you knew that would happen. We've seen these teams play this week, and you knew these kids would not quit. They've put too much in, and the thing about that is that they're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it for their sisters out there, the girls that they've gone to battle with all year long, all summer long, and they're not going to let each other down.
All right, let's go to Jim Albrecht. He's with Brad Schwartz.
We're here with Brad Schwartz, and hard to come back after a loss, obviously, but you played a very physical game against Allman. It takes its toll, these 2 games in a short period of time.
Yeah, well, all 3 games have been that way for us, and, you know, I mean, as the tournament's gone on, I think it's been very physical, and, you know, I feel like we could have probably been to the line a little bit more in that first half, but we weren't, and we got to play through that, and, you know, hopefully the second half will be a little better.
Did you concentrate on the X's and O's, or did you also say, hey, this is our season, I'm proud of you?
We got to move a little better offensively. I mean, that's our biggest problem right now. We're standing around too much. And, you know, when you're standing around, it sure puts the person with the ball out on an island because they ain't got anybody to throw it to. So, you know, we talked about that a little bit.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Still coaching no matter what's on the line. Let's go back to Roger and Lee. Gentlemen?
Yeah, we're still here, too, and so are they. Still painted up. They got their game faces on, and so do we. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights, Roger.
Here's again the high-low look in there to Jocelyn Mellon, puts it right in the basket. She hasn't had many of those looks yet. And nice play in here again by Abby Howell, stepping right out there and hitting her 3.
And here's Lish in transition, stopping and popping. She hasn't shot a great percentage, but she's got 16 points.
We've seen this a lot during the week, too. Mabry hitting that 3-point shot. She's a good player. And again, a nice pass in there from Aubrey Parsons into Maggie Poposi.
A little sharing of the ball there by Mellon, who has really been defensive about as well maybe as she has all season, really.
This is where, again, a nice job by Parsons defensively, but like you said, I think it was Lish's move that made Aubrey Parsons lose her footing.
And then it's Lish, the leading scorer at the other end, giving it up for her teammate. And there's the Crusaders defense. But then the recovery by Newman.
And again, a nice little running jump shot in there. Ball for Shannon Liston. Shannon needs a little bit of confidence, but she's a pretty good player. I think she's going to be good down the road.
Back after this on the IHSA TV network. And we're ready to get the third quarter underway here. Belleville Althoff, the 7-point lead off Newman Central Catholic out of Sterling. The Crusaders and the Lady Comets. 16 minutes to see who takes home the third place trophy. Fourth place gets a trophy too, just not quite as big. Coggins for 3. They come out firing.
And you had a combination zone there, Lee. They were man-to-man on Lish, zone on everybody else. Abby Howell was guarding Lish man-to-man. Couldn't tell if it's a diamond one or boxing one. It wouldn't make any difference. You'd still attack it the same way.
Parsons, tough shot in the lane. Mellon corrals the rebound, puts it back up strong.
Let's watch this possession here now. Abby Howell will be man-to-man on Teresa Lish. And the rest of the Newman team will be playing a zone. Looks like a boxing one to me.
That's just 6 points now for Jocelyn Mellon.
So now you watch Howell down there on the low block on the right side. She'll be staying with Lish no matter where she goes. The Newman team playing zone. So right now you see no matter where Lish goes, there's going to be 2 people around her.
Coggins again for 3. That was long, and Mellon drags down the rebound, and here she comes in transition. Look at her running the floor, giving to Parsons, who can't finish, and then Mellon with the foul. 6'3", running the floor and directing the break, and hindsight being what it is, probably would have been better off to take the ball in herself.
Lee, I've seen this so many times in the last 2 days here. If the girls don't put that ball up high enough on that square, it's not going in. They're not getting any roll off these tight rims. Again, here you look at this man-to-man on Lish. The rest of the Newman team playing. It could be a triangle and 2. In fact, it is. They're guarding Gears in a man-to-man setting too.
Coggins' shot is no good.
So you call this a triangle and 2. Let's see it again here. We'll have Shelby Coleman was covering Gears. Nice adjustment by Coach Brad Schwartz.
First team foul.
Well, and he's seen all kinds of jump defenses this year, as they call it, against Jocelyn Mellon, too. So
brings the age-old question up, too. Now, do you run your man offense against that or zone offense? Every time that happened with the team that I coached, we ran our zone offense. You get a little bit more movement. Straight man by Althoff. They've done this now for 16 minutes and starting it in the second half.
27-19. We're 2 minutes into the third quarter. Inside Mellon, nice pass. Abby Howell, nice touch getting it in to Jocelyn Mellon for the bucket.
And Abby Howell is your assist leader for the season for this team. She shows you why there.
(27-21). Couple of buckets in a row now to cut into that double-digit lead and get it down to single digits.
Shannon Liston is covering Mabry man-to-man, so it is a triangle and 2.
Coggins rolls it no good. Mellon can't hang on. Coggins gets it back again. Another miss. Lish is there for the rebound. And the Crusaders will pull it back out, go to work again. Gears misfires. Lish zigged, and Gears thought she was going to zag. There you get a look. Belleville Althoff, state champs in football in 80, 89, and 90. State champs in baseball in 1991. And Sterling Newman, football champions under Mike Poposi in 90, 94, and again last fall, as we told you, and wrestling in 85. They went to state in wrestling just last week, and here they are at state again. Parsons for 3. Can't get the roll. Gears the rebound.
She needs to keep doing that. They need her offense.
Aubrey Parsons still scoreless in this ball game after putting up 22 rather in the semifinals.
Interesting defense by Coach Schwartz. I'm impressed by this move. Oh, that's a charge.
Oh, okay. They call a block.
I missed that one. I think her feet were moving. These guys have just done a tremendous job today. You see them replay again. Yep, she leaned in. That's why I'm over here, and that's why these guys are the best in the state, Lee. And I want to congratulate Kurt Gibson for the work he does with these officials. They've been outstanding, at the top of their game this week.
Alicia Goodwin, 69% free thrower, misses her first. She has yet to score in this ball game, averaging 9.5 points a game for the Crusaders, and makes the second. She puts Althoff back up by 7 with 4:35 to go here in the third. Back after these local messages. And congratulations to the Class A first team All-Staters, Brittany Johnson of Olney, Amanda Walker of Hampshire, Teresa Lish, who you see here tonight from Belleville Althoff, Jennifer Jurgens from McNamara, Jocelyn Mellon from Sterling Newman. Jenna Staples out of Carrollton, Brooks Singleton from Roseville, Latir Eason, who played an outstanding game in the semifinals today from Hope, Emily Maggart from Paris, and Abby Rankin from Hamilton. Our congratulations to those first team All-Staters and everyone else honored, second teamers, third teamers. Outstanding honor for him.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And do not put that ball on the floor against Althoff because they'll get a hand on it.
Newman trailing by 7. They get it to Mellon. There's contact. Oh, a travel before the contact.
Well, it could have been an offensive foul on Mellon, so I think the Newman fans should be pretty happy with that call. Lish she was established, no question about it. Now again, with this defense that Newman's playing, I'm sure that Coach Cronk went over with her girls exactly what she wants them to do, and it looks like she wants to pull them out into a straight man. They're not even looking at the basket. Now will Coach Schwartz hang with it? I think eventually he's going to have to come out and get him.
Parsons harassing the guards. Now Coggins, foot on the line. Mellon the rebound. Oh my goodness. Alicia Goodwin goes in and grabs the ball and muscles it, and Mellon hits the floor.
Well, here comes a replay of this play.
And Lori Crunk looks at Alicia Goodwin and winks her eye and says, good job. She just very forcefully goes up and grabs this rebound.
Let's watch this again. Mellon's going up to get the ball. I don't see anything that was out of the ordinary there at all.
Nope. Just a good, tough play. It was Newman ball on the alternating possession. Parsons into the lane. Short.
Boy, she's scoreless at this time. They've got to have her. She really turned it on in the fourth quarter in the Alleman game this morning.
Yeah, 0 for 5 so far. Goodwin for 3.
Boy, she has a nice arc on that shot, too. She really gets the ball up in the air. Nice job.
Alicia Goodwin, just 9 of 43 coming into today's game, this afternoon at any rate.
Now, one other thing that I would like to say again, if I were Newman, we need to just pass the ball across against this press. Putting it on the floor is dangerous.
Goodwin just her 10th 3 of the year and makes it 31-21. Matching the biggest lead of the night for Belleville Althoff.
Althoff starters, too, Lee, have played all the way. They played the last game this afternoon, and the starters have gone 16 minutes the entire game.
And it hasn't hurt them so far. Molly Demmer in the ball game brings the ball across half court, and Maggie Poposi pitches it back to her. 3:15 to go, third quarter. It's a 10-point lead for Althoff. Newman hoping they have one more run left in them.
Althoff more in a straight man-to-man now, not the sandwich defense against Mellon.
Mellon puts it on the floor. Has it bumped, throws it up. Not a good shot, but she steals it away. Conley gets it and throws it away.
She had the right idea. She just threw it a little bit past Molly there, Molly Demmer. What a wonderful young lady Molly Demmer is.
And there you get a look at our coaches, Lori Crunk and Brad Schwartz.
Brad Schwartz learned a lot from Tom Siegel, the Rock Falls coach, who won a state championship and has carried it on and passed his knowledge on to these girls.
Teresa Lish's pass sails out of bounds. She tells Alicia Goodwin, stay in the corner. She was expecting her to stay in the corner, and she floated down the baseline, and the ball went out of bounds. And a foul on Mellon.
Keep it off the floor.
Check that, it's on Lish. That's her second. .234 to go. Third quarter. Conley, oh, she brought it right to the bad spot. Right? Go to a happy place, and that's not a happy place.
They just got another defender there with the sideline. You
exactly.
want to keep it in the middle of the floor.
Oh, forced it to Mellon and picked off. Mabry. And then Lish turns it over.
There are little steps.
They still count.
They count just the same.
And both teams have a little trouble, and you can credit the defenses for that right here.
Clearing out now, letting Aubrey Parsons bring the ball up. But be very careful, though. Montreal Coggins excuse me, Alicia Goodwin, tremendous defender.
Mellon for three, just a little long that time. Goodwin the rebound. Here comes Lish in transition. Mabry racing ahead of the pack, but a foul before the ball got to Mabry.
Really impressive the way Michelle Mabry ran the floor there, got out in front of the ball, forced Newman into a decision now. Do you cover the woman on the wing, or do you cover the ball?
13 foul.
So Mabry made that play happen, Lee.
Fouls on Poposi. Maggie's first. And the Crusaders go to work in the half court with a 10-point lead, and almost making it 13 was Montrese Coggins. Newman trying to get something going here. Both teams have been stuck on a number for a while. 31-21.
I think the mind is willing. Sometimes the body says no at this time of the year, but I think you're going to see in the last 9 minutes and 41 seconds of this game everything they've got left.
Alicia Goodwin whistled for the foul.
That's a major graphic right there. Aubrey averaging 15 points a game is yet to scratch in this game.
Lish almost comes up with the steal. Parsons spins down the lane, and she's fouled. Megan Gears whistled for her second.
She was fortunate there. She got a little bit out of control on the reverse spin move and was fouled. I don't think she would have had a very good look at the basket if she had not been fouled.
44, Megan Gears.
It'll be 2 shots for Aubrey Parsons, 3-year starter for Brad Schwartz. 16 points in game 1 against IVC, 22 against Alleman, and that's her first point of this ball game.
And you know the longest journey begins with a single step, so this could get Aubrey going now. It's going to be interesting to see again what Newman's trying to do here defensively in the on their half of the floor.
Splits the free throws and cuts the lead to 9 for Althoff with 1:17 to go, third quarter. Third place, Class A girls action here. Lee Hall, Roger Lowe Jr., Jim Albrecht prowling the sidelines. Up next, it's Alleman and Hope for the state championship. And Penstone. Bernie Charo will be here for that.
Althoff's telling Newman, you got to come out and get us right now. We'll be happy with this 9-point lead. I'm thoroughly impressed with the Althoff team's stamina. I mean, they played 24 minutes in this game with just about a 2-hour rest.
Well, we said it before. You said it. They're young. And they can play all day, probably.
Sure can, yeah.
24 seconds now, third quarter. Crusaders milking the clock. And Parsons whistled for the foul.
Yep.
She got the ball, and then she got the body.
They'll get out of bounds here.
That's 2 on Aubrey. Honorable mention All-Stater with 19.7 seconds to go now. And the clock runs. Lish with 9. Lish with 5. Lish down the baseline, gives to Goodwin. Nice unselfish play by Althoff. Lish to Goodwin, and it's an 11-point lead after 3 quarters. This IHSA basketball broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by your Peoria, Chicagoland, and Northwest Indiana Chevrolet dealers. More after this on the IHSA TV network. And we're back with more IHSA. Well, it's almost March Madness. In just a couple of days, it'll officially be March Madness. February fever, if you will. 8 minutes to play here in the third place game. Belleville Althoff the 33-22 lead. The Crusaders have turned the ranked into the rank and file coming here, beating number 2 Paris last night. They beat 10th ranked Carrollton in the Supers, number 7 Freeburg in the sectional finals.
And Lee, they're back straight man. We figured they had to do that because Althoff is taking too much time off the clock.
They lost to Hope today. They were ranked ahead of them, and Newman is 2 spots behind them in the final Class A girls poll of the season.
Every second's valuable right now, and I think if they had come out in that triangle and 2, Althoff would just sat on the ball. So good move by Coach Schwartz. He took a gamble. That's the thing I miss about coaching, the matching the wits with the other coach, and Coach Cronk answered the call there, and now Coach Schwartz is doing what he has to do.
Lish around a screen for 3. Mellon grabs the rebound and then jump ball.
On that play, they went underneath the screen, which opened up Lish for the jump shot. Probably they're going to need to go over the top of that screen so that Lish can't get that wide open look.
Gears forced a jump ball, but it's Newman's ball on the alternating possession. Almost a minute into the 4th quarter of our 3rd place game. Parsons misses the layup. Newman gets it back. Conley for 3, no good. Mellon the rebound.
Nice job by Molly Demmer keeping that ball alive.
Mellon missed it, got it back, and she's fouled. It'll be 2 shots for Jocelyn Mellon, who is shooting 57% in this Class A state tournament coming into tonight's ball game.
First personal.
And 4 for 9 tonight. So a little bit below that.
Again, it's the unsung play there of a young 5'5" junior, Molly Demmer, to keep that ball alive, to let Jocelyn have a chance to get 2 shots.
Mellon's first free throw of the night is good.
They're going to need a new knocker on their door, I think, Lee, because as you said, the recruiter's going to be beating that door down for the next year. They still use knockers, don't they, on doors?
Nice.
I think they do.
We've always gone with the doorbell approach.
There's your statistics after 3 quarters. Everything pretty even. Nothing really jumps out at you on that page right there. More 3-point shots by Althoff could be the big difference.
And Althoff winning the free throw battle 6-2. The free throw differences have been, if you win the free throw battle, you win the game down here this weekend, that's for sure. 6:43 to go here in the 4th. Nice pass into Lish, but she's down among the trees, has it blocked by Mellon, and brings it back out. 3-pointer good for Mabry. She was 2 of 3 behind the arc this afternoon in the loss to Hope.
She's solid. She does everything pretty well.
That's her 3rd 3 of the game. And now the Crusaders get it back. Goodwin over Parsons for the bucket. And now it's a 14-point ball game.
Newman looks real tired to me, Lee. They look much more tired to me than Althoff does.
Mabry, Mellon, a lot of contact. And she's fouled and will go back to the line.
You know, unfortunately, we've seen Jocelyn Mellon in that position a lot this week. She's taken a real beating. She goes in there, she's aggressive, things like that are going to happen, but she has spent a lot of time on the hardwood. She hurt her left hand in the afternoon game today. You'll see the replay here again, leaning in. A nice call. You got to give her room to make that first step. She's shaking her left hand a little bit, and I think she had some problems with that this morning. Coach Lori Cronk there, sitting on a 14-point lead. It'll be interesting to see if Brad Schwartz extends his defense now, Lee, to a full court. You got to bet that Mellon's going to make this shot.
She's now 3 of 4 at the line, and you would figure those folks that come calling for recruiting will maybe suggest to her to get in the weight room a little bit, because she's an outstanding player, but she needs to get a little stronger, it looks like. Lish off the back of the rim, and the rebound for Abby Howell.
Abby's done a nice job defensively on Lish in the second half.
Her dad, Abby's dad, is the assistant coach for Newman, Jay Howell. 5:25 to go here, 13-point game. Mellon, nice move, and gets the roll that time with a left-handed layup. Nice play by Jocelyn Mellon that time.
That was a lightning first step. That's the step that we saw yesterday.
All-time fouls on Megan Gears, her 3rd.
She can cut it to a 10-point lead here.
Excuse me, as a replay, you can see she got her head and shoulders by her on the first dribble, and all you can do is trail.
Free throw bounces no good. 38-27. never know. This was a consolation game, so to speak. And Mellon called for the block.
Just a little bit slow, but I appreciate the effort by both teams trying to step in there and take that charge. Nothing makes my heart beat faster than girls or guys, no matter what it is, going in there and trying to take that charge. It's a turnover, it's a foul against the other team, it's a double whammy against the offensive team.
Montrese Coggins, 80% free throw shooter. Doesn't get the roll. She had a tough shooting game against Hope this afternoon, 1 for 7. And misses both free throws. So there's still a little light at the end of the tunnel for Newman if they can get a score here. And Jocelyn Mellon does.
It's pretty easy to look what they're doing right now. They're just saying they're going to ride the shoulders of Jocelyn Mellon going inside. Jocelyn now with 15 of the 29 Newman points.
Strong move that time for Jocelyn Mellon, cutting it to single digits. And a 5-second count against the Crusaders. Ebb and flow, we've talked about it, 10-second count. Rather, 4:43 to go here in the fourth. Newman's back to within single digits, back after these local messages. Next, it's Chicago Hope against Rock Island Allman for the state championship. But first, we've got a third place championship to decide here. 4:43 left in the fourth. Newman on a little bit of a roll here, cutting it to a 9-point game, Roger.
I think what Lori Crump was talking about at that timeout was maybe going back to that sandwich defense, because right now you know that Newman is attacking with one thing in mind, and that's getting the ball down to Mellon in the post. That last turnover is an unforced turnover. Let's see if Althoff goes back to that sandwich defense on Mellon.
She gets the little back cut on the inbound play and lays it up left-handed. She's using that left hand here late in the fourth quarter, and it's now a 7-point game.
As my high school students would say, she's amphibious. She can use both hands.
And I don't eat meat because I'm a veterinarian. Coggins looks inside. All the materials from either TV shows or commercials. That's all I've got.
Big defensive stand here by Newman. Momentum is starting to switch to their side.
Lish puts it on the floor now, gives it up. 4 minutes to go now, midway through the fourth quarter, 38-31. A 7-0 run here by the Lady Comets.
Again, I'm just fascinated by how fresh Althoff looks.
They haven't subbed.
No, they have not, and those kids don't look near as tired as I thought they would be.
And LaShondra Harris, I thought, played a nice game for Althoff off the bench today.
She sure did.
In the semifinal.
Gave him some very good minutes.
3:30 to go now.
Newman may have to think about fouling right now, Lee. They got a foul to give. You might as well be aggressive and go after the ball. The clock is their enemy.
Somewhere Dean Smith is smiling. He likes to see this clock melting offense.
Timeout,
and a timeout for Althoff with 3:12 to play in the third. Back at Redbird Arena after this on the IHSA TV network. .312 left in this third place game. Althoff the 7-point lead, 2 timeouts. for the Crusaders, 3 for the Lady Comets. And Newman has a foul or 2 to give here. Concession arrow favoring Belleville Althoff.
Megan Gears is the one you want to foul, Lee. Again, you've got to go by percentages, and Megan Gears is the least effective free throw shooter on the floor. So when she touches the ball, if she touches the ball, you've got to foul her. The problem is Mellons Gardner.
It was a 14-point lead moments ago for the Crusaders. Lady Comets have come back to cut it to 7. And we are now under 3 minutes.
This is something that might change if I was Coach Schwartz. Obviously he's been done a tremendous job, but Gears is the one you want to foul, and Mellons Gardner. Mellon has 3.
Crusaders doing a great job of playing keep away here.
You got to start coming after them. It's 2:30 and it's going down.
You know, they've burned over a minute and a half off the clock here now.
Be aggressive. Go after the ball.
Lish kicks it back to Mabry. 2:20 to play.
Lee, they have to foul him.
They're trying. Liston reaching in, and now she gets the whistle as she reaches in on Montrese Coggins.
Gears at 59% is the only player on the floor that shoots less than 70. Coach Schwartz is going to talk it over.
16 fouls.
That's 16 fouls, so Althoff will be in the bonus on the next Lady Comets infraction. Get a good look at Brad Schwartz, father of 4 with 1 on the way. He said we needed a starting 5, and after that we may go for the sub.
I've been real impressed with every coach here this week. Coach Schwartz has been more than friendly talking to us, and he shares knowledge. Now again, as you see next week, we got another wonderful tournament here at the AA State Finals.
You bet. We'll be here with you for that. Friday, March 4th, state quarterfinals, followed by the finals on Saturday. Then we'll head to Peoria for the Class A boys. Friday the 11th and Saturday, March 12th. And then 4 weeks of fun wraps up with the AA boys, the 18th and 19th at Carver Arena in Peoria. Little Cotton Eye Joe. We got all kinds of dancing going on here. Everybody anticipating the state championship game here. That's always a special moment.
Okay, now you've got to foul. Who are you going to foul? You're looking at the numbers today. Coggins is 0 for 4 from the line. She may be another option. Lish is 5 for 5. Goodwin's 1 for 2. Coggins 0 for 4, so this may be who you want to go get.
Goodwin. Parsons can't get the whistle. She's reaching in and doing everything she can to get a foul, and now she does.
So what Coach Schwartz is trying to do is shorten the game now. Nothing gives a coach grayer hair, though, is when you set something up like this and then you allow the middle lane people from Althoff to get a rebound. You got to make sure your low block people put a body on someone. They've got the advantage. They got positioning.
Alicia Goodwin, 69% free thrower, makes the first.
And she should be fresh, like we talked about, only playing 11 minutes this afternoon.
Right, she struggled with foul trouble against Chicago Hope.
There goes Molly Demmer, the head of the Key Club and the Home of Hope for cancer survivors. She's been a wonderful story this week.
And Goodwin makes them both.
Okay, plenty of time now.
40 to 31.
They need Lee, they need a good shot, not a quick shot.
Parsons for 3. She still has not made a field goal. Mellon the rebound, tied up. It'll be Althoff ball.
I think Newman has to come after him full court as well now.
Lori Crunk, 7-year coach of the Crusaders, took a year off, and that was the year they finished 4th. It stayed in AA in 2003. Don Hayda, the coach that year. Lish tied up, but she's fouled.
There's your chess match again. They're getting the ball in their good free throw shooters' hands. They had it in Lish's hands, they had it in Mabry's hands, and they're keeping it away from Coggins and from Gears.
Second personal, 18 fouls.
That's 18 fouls. Of course, you can only get away with this for 1 more foul, and then you put them in the double bonus.
That's right. And that makes that free throw a whole different dynamic.
Teresa Lish at the free throw line. She did not score in that 3rd quarter. She's 5 of 5 at the line.
And got to give a lot of credit to Abby Howell, her teammates as well. Led the team in scoring at 27 of 29 games and rebounding in 15 games, and leads the team in assists.
Missed the first. So Newman catches a break there. Strategy worked. Can they capitalize at the other end? Parsons gets her feet set for three. Short.
Just a little short. The legs just aren't there, Lee.
1:35 to go now, and it gets a lot tougher for Newman.
Anybody's ever played basketball knows that the legs are a huge factor in your jump shot, and it looks like the girls are they're giving it everything they've got. They just can't get it quite up there.
Katie Althoff checks in, 5'11" junior, replaces Mellon. She gets a nice hand, and now Brad Schwartz will go to his bench here with 1:33 left.
What a year she's had, and the scary thing for her opponents is she's back. So's Parsons.
40-31 after the missed free throw. Parsons scoops, and she finally gets the lid off the bucket, her first basket of the night.
You know, you got to give Alicia Goodwin a lot of credit for this victory because she's guarded Parsons today.
That cuts it to 7, and the Comets fans look on. Boy, I love the outfits down here this weekend.
10th team foul.
The coach is ready to get some subs in here, letting his girls get some playing time. I remember a few years ago, Larry Graham, the head coach at Madison, just played his bench people in the third place game as a reward for the kids playing all year long. And you know, he's criticized in a lot of circles, but I had a lot of respect for Larry, and I really appreciate his move there. And here comes the girls that have been all year long, who've been practicing, playing hard, supporting their teammates. And a standing ovation from Coach Schwartz. What a class act this guy is.
Bobby Darling did that for Peoria Richwoods in a third place game as well back in Peoria.
Boy, it'd be nice to have a daughter to let him play for either Lori Cronk or Brad Schwartz. Just, you know, role models, and just a wonderful, wonderful couple of coaches here, and we've seen them all week. They've been patient with us. They've had time for us. And I can't thank them enough for their help they've given me.
Let's check some of the ladies that are in there. Maggie Bauman brings the ball up. That's Danica Perino with the shot. And it'll be Althoff ball out of bounds. Let's see who else is in there for Newman. Allie Patriga, number 54. Number 34, we just said Danica Perino. Who did I miss? Jordan Wolford. Katie Althoff, number 30. We mentioned her. Maggie Bauman. Okay, I think we got everybody. We want everybody to get a mention here as they get to play in state third place action. That's LaShondra Harris losing the ball. Here comes Danica Perino bringing it up for Newman.
What a thrill for these girls. Going to be able to watch themselves on TV for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I better get their names right or they'll never let us forget it, right?
And you know, I just, again, being a substitute myself for a lot of years, it's really a wonderful thing to see these girls get the rewards that they so richly deserve, because every night in practice they're pushing these Newman girls, and the starters know they wouldn't have got here without that bench.
Maggie Bauman hasn't scored all year, and she's got a chance to do it on the Redbird Arena floor. Nope. Just a little short.
Now she knows what she did wrong there. She'll get the ball up to the rim, no question about it. Lori Crunk's decided to go with her starters here for the remaining 27 seconds, and they'll get their first Class A trophy for basketball. They got a double A, as you said, a couple years ago.
Ashley Vivarelli, number 42, in for Newman. Maggie Bauman second, just a little short. Doggone it. And Jordan Wolford hustles after it, but it's Teresa Lish coming away with it. And it will be the Crusaders of Belleville Althoff taking home the third place trophy. .42-33 will be our final here in this third place game. Belleville Althoff finishing 24-6 on the season. Newman 26-7, but oh boy, how many teams would trade places with them to play on this final day?
You know, Teresa Lish did not score a point in the second half, yet she made her team look better. And there you see Coach Lori Crunk congratulating the teams. I always remember a line from Jack Moore from the Decatur Running Reds back in the 60s. Finished 4th place, saying we lost 2 games in one day and got a trophy for it. But you know, it's a wonderful thing for these Newman girls, and like you, they wouldn't trade places with 400 and some odd teams.
Yeah, our congratulations to both squads. Belleville, Althoff, your 3rd place finishers. Sterling Newman taking home a big 4th place trophy. Let's go to Jim Albrecht.
Thank you very much, Lee, and of course Teresa Litch is here, and you played in a lot of pain this day for 2 games. I know you didn't get the results you wanted, but 3rd place isn't too shabby.
No, I mean, we're very happy. We've had a great season. I think we've all really improved a lot this season, and we had a whole lot of fun doing it.
And you got a young team. I mean, you could do this again. There's no seniors on this team.
Yes, we haven't really looked towards next year yet, but we'll be returning everybody but one, so that should be fairly, that's a good thing for us.
Well, I know you got to get that ankle treated, so we'll let you go. Congratulations, a great tournament. That is Teresa Litch, of course, for Belleville Althoff. And stepping in now, of course, is Lori Crunk. 24-win season. I think you'd settle for that when you started, huh?
Absolutely. You know, we lost our first game of the season to Mater Day, and that wasn't the same team that I'd been watching us practice for 3 weeks, and we've just worked hard every single game after that, and we just keep improving, and they come back, and I thought they had a much better effort this game than we did the game earlier. So I'm really proud of the way they come back and fought hard this last game.
And I know you want to remember this day and this tournament as a memory, but a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, Lori, you don't have any seniors graduating from your starting 5.
That is true. So, you know, hopefully we'll have a good season next year. But I told the girls earlier in the year, or when we got towards the end and we were playing so well, I said, you know, don't put off this year, you know. Don't do what you, okay, what am I trying to say on live TV? I'm not really sure.
You're just saying enjoy the moment.
That's right. But I was also telling them don't put off to next year what they can do this year is what I was trying to say. And we just kind of went with that motto, and it just kind of worked for us. So, I mean, because you never know what's going to happen. You know, like Teresa's brother got injured, you know, late in the season, and they were expecting big things in postseason. So you just never know what's going to happen. And so I was really happy to get up here and for them to have this experience this year.
Congratulations, you're a class act.
Thank you very much.
We'll go back to Lee Hall.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. You're a class act too, buddy. Lori Crunk stumbling a little there on live TV. I do it every night. You can make a career of it. Our congratulations to both these teams here tonight, Roger. You know, just to go through everything you go through in a basketball season and take it all the way to the last day is something they can both look back on years from now and be very, very proud of.
They really can. And the one thing that I want people to know about is what a bunch of neat girls were down here this week. You saw the basketball skills, but the academics, the clubs they're involved with, the senses of humor, it's just a great group to be around, and people are missing something by not being here watching these girls play. I see it every day when I was a school teacher, but young people never cease to amaze me, Lee, of what they can do.
It's been a fun weekend. Our congratulations to both Belleville Althoff and Sterling Newman. And don't forget, championship basketball coming your way next on the IHSA TV network as Chicago Hope plays Rock Island Allman. We will be back at Redbird Arena after these local messages.